Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. We are here in Cosmic Clash from FGL, where we're going to go ahead and do a basic beginner kind of walkthrough. For those of you that are not familiar with the game, this is just going to be an overview of what to expect from the game, what kind of game it is, how to maneuver around the game, and really just get access to it on your first day when you want to go ahead and try it. There'll be links down below to both the game itself and also the FGL Discord. As I mentioned, this is one of the games for the FGL studio. They also have Mecha World, and they also have Outlaw Troopers, which I've done a ton of videos on all of them. So I wanted to get this one out here just to give you some basic knowledge of the game. And then we'll do some additional videos down the road, which give you a lot more in-depth knowledge of the game and what to expect when you go ahead and play the game. All right, this is the website. It's a space battle type of game where you're going ahead PvP against other players. You have a fleet of 5 that are going against another fleet of 5, and it's basically battle to the death. Whoever wins gets the prize, and they basically have seasons. They're going to have both seasonal rewards and also weekly rewards that you can compete for. And then we've done other videos on it where you can go ahead and in between seasons, they have a King of the Hill style game, which is a lot of fun. So you should check out that video if you're at all interested in more PvP action. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. We're gonna really take a look at the white paper first, because there's some details in here that I want you to understand before we actually dive into the game itself. But before we really talk about that, let me go ahead and do a full disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial professional. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any projects. Just make sure you know what you're getting into and it's the right situation for you. I always like to go ahead and put that out there just because we're talking about new players potentially jumping into a new game. So I want to make sure you're aware that this is not advice. This is just me talking. It's entertainment value. So let's go ahead and dive in there. Again, Cosmic Clash is a PvP style, space style game. There's a number of ships that you have, and I'm not going to dive into the ships. I'm not going to dive into battle strategies during this video. I'm really just going to talk about the basics. We are going to do a whole other video here coming soon around strategies, especially for new players in battling and what works best against what. So we'll go ahead and do those details down the road. All right, just to give you an overview, as far as the cards go, there are a number of different rarities, all the way from common up to legendary. Designated by the colors that are here, as far as gray is being common, all the way up to the bright and shiny gold is legendary. And if you look at the top corner, this is the top left corner of each of the cards. It's going to show you some characteristics about the cards themselves. Each one, it kind of shows you the different types of ships they are. So you're going to keep that in mind. Again, we're not going to focus on that for this video, but at least gives you an idea when we get to the strategy that there is strategy to this game. Where you want to go ahead and compete different types of ships against other ones because they work better against those. Whole other video, we'll talk about that. But as far as the attack, there's attack powers or shields of different armors. There's specials. Each of them have different types of attacking there. So lots to really nail in on each of the cards. Obviously, the commons are going to be not as strong as when you go up to the rare, epic, and legendary cards. Scrolling down here just a little bit more, you do have the opportunity to go ahead and upgrade your cards all the way up to level 5. The way you do that is it's kind of tiered. So commons, you're going to need 10 of the same cards, 10 of the same ships. I keep saying cards, but I should be saying ships. In order to upgrade it to the next level. And then you need 10 more to go ahead and upgrade to the next one, and so on and so forth. Rares is a little bit easier because you only need 5 of those. And once you get up to the epic and legendary, you just need 1 copy. So if you have 2, you got a level 2 ship. If you have 5, you have a level 5 ship. So you understand that going into this. Higher rarity, less cards you need. Obviously, they're going to be more expensive and more rare. So that's why they kind of did the tier factor here. And then moving down, skip over the packs. As far as the tokenomics go, what you're going to earn in game is you're going to earn a couple different things when you battle. There is obviously the FGL token. You win, you earn FGL token every one of your free battles per day, and you get 5 free battles every single day. In addition to that, if you win, you go ahead and you get these battle tokens. The higher amount of tokens that you get, the higher ranking you're going to be in either the weekly or the seasonal rankings. We'll cover all that when we dive in there. But just scrolling here quickly, depending on the rarity of ship that you're using will depend on the rewards that you get as far as the FGL. So be aware of that. The higher rarities, the better rewards. and apologize trying to go through this quickly because I want to actually jump into the game. So as I mentioned, there are going to be 5 ships in each of the fleets. And one thing that you must note when you're creating your fleet, you cannot have 2 of the same ships. So you need 5 completely different ships in order to build a fleet out. So if you happen to have 10 of the Watt ships and 2 other different types of ships, you still need to find 2 more just to make sure that you have 5 unique ships to go ahead and put into your fleet. As I mentioned, there are leaderboards. We'll go into that in a little more detail when we actually jump into the game itself. There's power-ups before you start every game. The power-ups are free for the 5 free battles, or the token battles, I should say, that you do every single day. So be aware of that. Always select your power-ups, especially when you're doing the 5 free ones. There is blending, so you have the opportunity not just to level up your ships if you have the same things, but you can actually go ahead and blend them to higher rarities, which is a great addition. But the thing you have to be aware of, it has to be certain combinations. For example, 5 of the boom ships is going to turn into 1 of the cobras. So be aware of that as you're going through all this. And you can see the whole table here. Not going to spend too much time on it. And the one thing I also wanted to show you was in the white paper, there are, well, just in general, in the game itself, there are a lot of different ships. I'm just scrolling through some of the tables that we have there. There's a lot. Each one has benefits. Each one has different strategies that you can use with it. I'm not going to dive into that, but I want to make sure that you're aware at the back of the white paper, there is table after table after table of each of the different ships if you want to go through and really do your due diligence and find the right ship for your style of play. All right, now that we've gotten through the white paper, I'm sorry again, I skimmed through that pretty quickly. I wanted to get to the game. I want to show you the basics of the game, actually run a few battles, show you how it all works. Let's go ahead to Cosmic Clash. Again, there will be a link in the description down below. This is what you're going to see when you first log in here. You're going to see a number of different things, and some people might be overwhelmed at first, but let's go ahead and walk through, starting with the top left. You have your wallet information, and then you have the new, this is actually brand new to the game, it's the FGL Vault. The reason why I highlight that it is new, before you could just, what's in your Wax wallet, the FGL, it's in your Wax wallet, you could use in-game. They are making an adjustment to all of the games right now. Outlaw Troopers and Cosmic Clash have adjusted. Mecha World will probably be here in the near future. Basically, you have to stake your coins into your in-game wallet, similar to what a lot of games do. So it's just making that adjustment there. It's less transactions, less CPU that you use on your side. Just trying to make things smoother on your end. And then these are the tokens. The higher the tokens, the better in the rankings that you're getting for both seasonal and also weekly. This is the vault that I was talking about, how you withdraw and deposit your FGL token into the vault. And then you can change the modes. Normally, I personally do a lot of the seasonal. I think the rewards are better to focus on building that out. But I know there are some people that really enjoy the weekly ones. And again, these are updated, again, weekly. The name describes that. Going across the top here, let me show you this. As you can see, there is ship limits. What they try and do is they try and adjust the limits and the weapons that are allowed each season. That doesn't change a lot, but the weeklies change a lot. They try and get, so you have to try different strategies throughout the weeks. As you can see right now, we have pretty much everything that's included, all the way from commons up to legendaries. The only challenge that you have here is obviously max level of 4, and then for legendaries, you can only do max level of 2. And then the weapons that are allowed are showed here. Shows that the season is in progress and that there are 24 days, 20 hours, and 8 minutes left in the season. And these are the possible opponents. When you go ahead and play and you have the luck of the draw, it's essentially going to be a number of players that are higher ranked than you, that are right next to you in the ranking, higher and lower. So you're at least always battling against people that are within your range in the ranking. So that's a nice thing that they do add there. And the white paper is said 10 above, 10 below. Here it only shows 9 of the opponents, but at least gives you an idea of what you're going to be going and battling against. And you can also see in here that there are different borders around each of them. If there's no border around it, or it's a gray border, that's a common. The blue borders are rare. The purple borders are the ones that are going to be epic. And I don't see any gold borders here. But if there's a gold border, that basically means that is legendary. So you at least are aware of the rarity that you're could be competing against. All right, we went through the top here. Now let's go down through the left side, and then we'll jump into some battles here. Synchronize, that just, again, it's like a refresh. Battling, this is, you go ahead and this is where you're going to battle as far as the seasons go. This is also where you select the ships. For example, when you start out, you're going to have unassigned ships. So what you're going to go ahead down here, and you can either filter through the different rarities, but you can see I have 5 rare ships and 1 common ship. So what I usually just do, because I don't have a huge selection of ships, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and click on all my rares and put them in there. And what you can do is you can save your loads, or basically your different fleets. If you have a lot of different ships and you have a lot of different combos that you like to play, depending on who you're competing against, you can go ahead and save that. I don't have that many ships, but I do have it on my primary save, so I can just go ahead and click on load, and it puts that primary set in there. What you're also going to see in this battle one is you have the option to go ahead and battle, or you can battle all. And just a warning, if you go ahead and battle all, it's going to use both your free 5 for the day, and then it's going to start burning through your FGL. So be aware of that, that if you click the battle all and you have FGL in the vault, it's going to go ahead and push through a number of them beyond your 5 free ones. You can practice and you can remove all, which I showed you, and then you have a rematch. This is the last person that I battled against. It just shows you if you lose and you think you can win, you want to make some adjustments, you can go ahead and rematch them and try and beat them and move up the rankings. As I mentioned, these are the usable ships that I have available. So let's go ahead and jump down to ranking. Ranking here, it shows you all the way from number 1 all the way down. I think it's 100, I want to say, but we'll scroll down and check. And you're going to see the prizes. This is the part that most people enjoy. On the right side of the rankings, if the season ended right now, this is the prizes that you're going to go ahead and win if you go ahead and, again, the season ends. Shows the ranking, shows their little avatar that they've won if they go ahead and they place number 1, or I think it's number 1 of each season. Shows their name or their wallet information, their ships, so you can get an idea of what each ships are that are competing high. You see they have all epics, level 4, so basically maxed out the level 4 epics for this tournament. And then you can go scroll down and see that even down here, I'm obviously not super duper competitive because I only have 5 ships. I'm still ranking for a prize. If the season ended right now, I would go ahead and win a common ship that I could go ahead and add in there. Even in the top 40, if you're able to make it in the top 40, you win a number of common ships and also a pack that goes really well with all this. So there's a ton of prizes, and that's the same way with the weekly competitions. So you can go ahead and you can either compete on go ahead and compete on the seasonal, or if I click over to the weekly here, you see there's only 3 days, 20 hours, and 3 minutes. But you also see, as I mentioned, there are some caveats or some restrictions with the weekly one. Right now, only common ships, maximum level 1, can go ahead and compete in this week's activities. But you see that you can win some decent prizes. For example, the top 5 are going to go ahead and win some rare ships all the way up to a pack and 500 wax. And these are just level 1 commons. So anyone that has 5 commons can go ahead and jump in here and potentially compete in the weekly event. All right, let's jump back to seasonal. I want to show you the other sections that are here. You have ship stats. This basically, I showed you the table that was in the white paper. This is another spot you can go ahead and take a look. For example, I want to look at Black Widow level 2, and that's going to go ahead and show the rankings and the stats for level 2. Say, oh wow, this is awesome, I want to go ahead and buy it, and go ahead and click on buy. It's going to take me right to that in the Atomic Hub. Keep in mind, legendaries are a little bit expensive, but that's just an example I wanted to go ahead and show you. Depending on your comfort level and your income, I should say your scenario, you can go ahead and click on the ones that you want to remove. And we see common. Say you want to go ahead and compete in these weekly challenges. Say this moth looks great. Let's go ahead and buy the moth. There you go. Bam. It's super easy. They make it easy to go ahead and grab. You can go to the different types of this line right here is the different packs or the different seasons. They come out with different packs, which are different ships, which is nice. And then if you go ahead and click on history here on the left, you're going to show you the last couple times that you've battled. As you can see in my battle, I got bashed. We'll just go ahead and say, I have all level 1 rares. He's pulling out some legendaries, some level 4s, level 4 epics. I had no chance. But then the next one, I competed someone more on my level, which was all level 1 rares, and I was able to win that battle. So you're going to see some high tier competition, and you're going to see some on your level. So be aware of that, especially earlier in the season, because earlier in the season, everybody is ranked the same and everybody's trying to compete to get as many of those tokens or the medals. So you're going to see some discrepancies in levels early in the season, but as the season wears on, you're going to see it level out a whole lot more. So just be aware of that. And then we have the simulator. This one we're going to dive into a lot more detail in the next video that I do for Cosmic Clash, because we're actually going to go ahead and load up some combinations of ships and go ahead and show them in the simulator. So we'll go into that a whole lot more detail. You also have the battle viewer where you can go ahead and do replays of different battles if you want to go ahead and do that. The white paper, quick link here, buy ships, and then buy tokens are just some external links that you have available there. But let's go ahead and do our 5 free battles. So we're going to go to battle here. I'm already loaded up there. If you're not loaded up there, just make sure you select the different ships that you want to go ahead and put in there. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to click on battle. I'm not going to click on battle all, and it's going to use one of my free remaining games. You can do 30 a day, which after the first 5 you have to pay for an FGL, or you can use just 5 of the free ones every day, depending on your level. And these are, you'll actually go ahead and earn a decent amount of FGL tokens with each competition. Depending on whether you win or lose, you'll definitely earn a little bit more if you win. So let's go ahead and jump right in there. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to just go ahead and do the armor boost, give myself a little more defense. As you can see, the boost is free. And then you go ahead and battle with the boost, and it's going to go ahead and find someone to compete against, as you can see here. And the competition here is really an auto battler. So you don't actually have to do anything to do the battle itself. The strategy really comes in prior to the battle, or if you go ahead and rematch someone that you think you can beat, that's where the strategy comes in here. So we'll just let them battle. You can go ahead and speed up, which will speed it up to level 3. To speed it up here, just showing you that they're randomly attacking different things, and you're hoping that they win. You also have the ability to do the play-by-play, or you can skip the battle. If you're in a hurry and you don't want to sit through the battles, you can skip, which we'll do in the future ones. I just wanted to show you the different competition, the different mode of the battle itself. As you can see, we're just about to take this guy out. Love it if they just took him out. So that's one less person that we'll battle against, but they don't seem to be doing that. That's the one challenge with auto battlers, and they destroyed one of my ships. So I'm down a ship now. Instead of them, there we go. We finally took him out. So we are continuing to try and battle as much as possible. They have a decoy. Now the decoy's out of there, so I'm up 4-3. So we're going to try and continue. Oh, now we're down. We are down 2-3. They came back pretty good. I think they're going to win this one. I don't think I have a chance. Oh, now we're up, but he's strong. So, oh, we ended up winning. I'm a little surprised that we ended up winning that one, but we will take it. So once you win it, it lets you know whether you win or lose. You hit on next, and it tells you your reward. I won 3 of the tokens, so I'm going to go up a little bit higher in the rankings. I earned 18.9. Because I won, I get an additional 10%, so a total of 20.79 FGL, which is a great reward for one single battle. Let's go ahead and do the rest of the battles, and we're going to skip through the rest of the battles just to give you, let's just see when I lose, because I will lose one. There we go. We won that one again. Same rewards. And let's keep going through until we actually lose one so I can show you that. There we go. We lost against that one. So we click on next, and you can see I got none of the battle medals. My base earnings is 18.9, but I lost, so I lost 10% of it. But I still came away with 17 plus FGL, a nice little reward. And you can do that 5 times. I got 2 battles left, I believe. So we'll go ahead and skip the battle. I lost again, but I still got FGL, which is great. Sometimes you do have to refresh. Sometimes this does not come up right away. So I think I have 1 battle left, but I want to make sure that I do. There it is, because I didn't want to spend FGL on it. So we'll go ahead and do one more. Hope we win this so we can get some more of the battle medals, but we lost. And there we go. That's the 5. If I go ahead and want to battle again, which we'll do for the example of this video, it's going to cost me 14.749. And we'll go ahead and try that. and I lost. The problem with losing is you don't earn anything. You don't earn any FGL, you don't earn any medals. If you win, you get medals, so you get to go higher in the rankings. So you have to judge from yourself, do you want to spend that extra almost 15 FGL to potentially lose? It's totally up to you. So that's the main battles. As you can see, the strategy is prior to actually jumping in there or the rematch. For example, I just lost to this guy right here. And if I decide that based on strategy and based on things, if I swap a few ships out and I want to go ahead and challenge them again, I can go ahead and click on rematch and hopefully win some medals this time. But I'm not going to go ahead and do that because I'll probably lose again. But we'll go ahead and do additional strategy videos around using the simulator, so you can go ahead and see a bunch of different combinations, especially for the lower levels that work well against each other. But that's the game itself. As I mentioned, it is seasonal. And in between the seasons, they've started running some King of the Hill, so there's a separate video on that. We'll also do a future video on the actual strategies that you can go ahead and do. You saw that I won too. So let's see if I actually improved in the rankings. We'll scroll on down. And there you go. I'm still only getting 1 common as of right now, but I'm much closer to the 2 commons. If I get 1 more medal, so if I wanted to go ahead and spend some more FGL and get an additional medal, I could go ahead and jump up to the next level in the rankings, and then continue forward, all depending on what your comfort level is. So let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of Cosmic Clash? I think it mixes really well with the other 2 FGL games. I've mentioned this before, not in this video, but in other videos. The ships that you have for Cosmic Clash can be used in Outlaw Troopers to really help give you a boost. So there's a nice mix in between. I like that the tokens are in all 3 of the games, the same token for all 3 games. So it really makes the token more stable since you're using it in all 3. It's a nice little quick game as far as if you like the space type of game, just a quick battling. If you really want to dive in there, you can go ahead and do up to 30 battles a day. As as you saw in the video, I did 6 battles. So I have 24 left if I wanted to go ahead and really push to try and get higher up the ranking. So you have that option that's available there. It's a nice game. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of the game? What kind of questions do you have? Let me know if you have any questions. Are there any follow-up videos that you want me to dive into a little bit more detail instead of the strategy one? Are there any other videos that we want to focus on? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.